living my dream.
Good morning, everybody. Yay, man. Today we are full, guys. We are full. You see, we are 3 on the set, and I'm so excited this morning. We're having Leanne back with us. Yay, we missed you so much, now.
I missed you more.
We missed you, man. Really and truly speaking.
Yes.
But it's so nice having you back here this morning. We thank God that you are alive and well, and you are kicking strong. So yes, welcome to everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in onto the Inside Show with none other than Talk with Joan Thursdays. And so yes, we have a full program for you. We are actually discussing a very interesting topic, and that is the 4 seasons of life. You know, the year have 4 seasons, right?
Yeah.
So we are discussing actually, sometimes you go through a lot, but honestly speaking, you don't sometimes know how to navigate your way through, but you do get through. So we're going to discuss a little bit on the 4 seasons of life. But while my sisters are going to actually say hello to you, I want you to take out your mirror, right?
Yeah.
And my question to you today is, considering the season that you are in, what will you say to the person looking back at you? So, first and foremost, let me just first get my sisters to say hello. Say hello to everybody.
Okay, good morning, everyone. It's Thursday, Talk with Joan, and I hope you are present with us right now. It's also a very exciting day for me because we are complete. The trio, the Trinity is complete.
It's so lekker.
So it's so nice. Welcome back, Leanne. It's so good to have you on the show. We missed you, man. We really missed you.
We really did.
And but we may do without you. And I'm sure you were thinking of us, praying for us.
Definitely.
Yes. So we are looking forward to a lovely time, having a good conversation, very interesting, about the seasons, the 4 seasons, which is something that's inevitable. It's just part of life. So tune in, join us.
Thank you. Hello, Insights family. Yes,
Hi,
Thursdays.
it's been a long time.
Oh, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy to be here, and definitely missed Jonah and Vi. They light up my week, and they give me steam. So I definitely was missing some oomph that I get loaded up here on Thursday.
Wow, thank you. It's so nice to hear that.
The conversations, yes. I was saying to them yesterday, in fact, that the conversations are always so enriching, and I think that we are encouraged first, and then we love to share that kind of energy and insight with our listeners and the people that follow us and the show. So we appreciate your support, and yes, we are geared for an excellent show. This conversation is so rich and beautiful, so I hope that you join us in it.
Good to know we're adding value to your life.
Yeah, very
Most
nice.
deaf, don't doubt it.
Yes, so thank you so much, beloveds. Thank you for tuning in. I know sometimes, that load shedding is one of the things that is really getting to us in this South Africa. And there's so many that actually says that it's load shedding and they'll catch up later. But catch up with us, and if you can, just comment and let us hear what you think about the 4 seasons of your life. Speak to us, talk to us, man. It's always nice to hear perspectives from someone else too. What do you think about the 4 seasons of life?
So true.
We're gonna jump into it immediately. So I was actually intrigued with this story. But before we go there, we can't jump into it if we didn't do the mirror.
Oh.
So if you have your mirror out, please. My question is, considering the season that you are in, right? You must now looking into the mirror. So who's looking back at you, right? So that person looking back at you, what will you say to that person considering the season that you are finding yourself in right now? So yes, you may go, girls.
We may go. Oh, girls.
Ek kan maar gerus kyk.
Kan maar kyk lang.
Ja.
Yes, Joan and Lee, for the season that I am in right now, I don't know if it's physically, I think I'm in an autumn season where we're shedding, autumn is about leaves.
I like that you differentiate
Yes.
the mind is one season, the body is one season.
So the body is in an autumn season, I believe. And then spiritually, I think, winter, partly winter.
Okay. Okay.
Winter. Going through a bit of a challenging time right now. But when I look in the mirror, girl, I tell Violet, I talk to Violet, and I tell Violet, this too shall pass.
Yes, amen.
I know my Redeemer lives. I become spiritual. We spiritual too. So I tell myself, Violet, you know where your help comes from, Violet. You're gonna make it and all that nice stuff. But the reality is, it's not easy.
Yeah. No.
And like this morning, our beautiful country, it's not only load shedding, Joan.
It's water shedding.
We have water shedding. So I had to compete with water shedding this morning. And a husband who is tough, who has his own views about water shedding.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that.
You enjoyed that.
I did. You know why? Because it was so honest. It was so honest and vulnerable, and I like the thought process in that whole synopsis. For me, I was having a really simple one, but I like the fact that you separated it because you can be in different seasons.
Absolutely.
In one constitution. So for me, I think I was going to say to myself, you're in a busy season full of complexity,
Right.
and it's always been a growth season. So I think I would tell myself, don't become overwhelmed in it.
Yeah.
Just embrace the season and relax into it.
Yeah.
Because you can often work against your season, and you, Leanne, can do that quite well. So stop it and bedaar net.
Ja. Wees
En,
rustig, girl.
Ja,
Chill.
wees rustig.
Chill. Vat
En,
jy swaapel.
Wees geduld. En,
Geduldig.
geduldig, jammer. Wees geduldig. And this also too shall pass.
Die
But make the most of the season. So I think that's a very sobering
So
conversation.
you're actually in spring season, right? You
She
take
is.
opportunities, yeah. So spring season where you take time to act.
Okay,
And
I
take
see
risks,
that.
Take risks and grab the opportunities. So do not hesitate when you
Okay.
act. So I would say that's a spring season. Violet's in an autumn season. Huh?
Okay.
You're shedding. Yeah. I think if I must look at myself today, and I was asking myself this question, and that is why I actually brought it to the table.
Okay.
Considering the season that I'm in, I think I'm in summer. Honestly
Glory.
speaking, I'm in summer.
That's
so
wonderful.
I have time to nourish and protect. I
Yes.
take care.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, so
In your
I just
nurturing
take care and I nourish and
Yeah,
I walk further because
Yes.
I'm in that season of my life,
Yeah.
where I don't worry about a lot of things, to be
Okay.
quite honest,
Yes.
because ministry wise, body wise, I don't.
You're not gonna fuss.
Nee,
yeah.
Ek het lank gevas
Taking it
oor die jare.
easy.
Now I'm taking it
Yes,
very
yes,
easy. And this girl that is looking back,
Yeah.
Jana, I can just learn from the winters and the autumns and the springs. And I
Right.
can just take that, and in this summer season that I'm in.
Yeah, you can flourish in it.
I can just flourish, try to help where I can and
Yes.
stuff like that. try to protect, and so on and so on.
Yes, yes.
So because you love people, you love the people who's around you, you know, like the staff, and so I just like the people. I just love the people I work with. I just love the season that I'm in, guys.
That's wonderful.
I just.
It's nice.
Yes.
It's almost
It's so
contagious.
lekker,
I'm
hoor.
feeling better about my season almost.
yeah.
Baie lekker. I have a lekker season, guys, and I don't know if it's, and I'm not going to put it because there's a lot of people my age that also is in winter seasons and autumn. I don't.
The
I'm in
good,
summer
the-
now.
you know what? The good thing about seasons
Yeah.
is that
Changes.
it changes.
Yes.
You don't
You don't
remain
stay
there.
there.
You don't stay in one season
Yeah.
for a long period of
Yeah.
time. And that is just how nature
Yes,
works as
absolutely.
well. Yeah.
And some people
So
can
that-
choose their own seasons also.
Yes.
Like, for example, it can be deliberate. Some people can stay in a dark season for a long
For
time.
very long.
So that's
Like
what
a
you're
like the
seeing, it's a
season of
choice.
mourning, for example. People
Right,
can
yes,
stay there,
yes.
and they're
That's
supposed to
correct.
be out already, but
That's
they
correct,
stay
yes.
there.
Yeah.
So
You know,
can
and it's also
choose.
very, Violet said, physically and spiritually.
Yeah.
Mentally as well.
yeah.
Okay.
So
I should have
So you
added.
know what?
Yeah.
To me, where your mind is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your body
everything will
follows.
Right.
everything goes.
Yes. Yes.
It follows because it's all up in here.
Yes.
So that is actually how a person is wired. Whatever is in the mind,
Yes.
the body just acts.
Absolutely.
You know. So
Yeah.
as a man thinketh, so is
So
he.
easy.
Because
Yes.
the Bible knows, God knew that, you know what, that
Yeah.
is what's going to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. It's,
So
it's
if you
true.
feed the mind positively,
Yes.
the body follows positively. That's what it is.
No, it is.
So yeah. Well, thank you so much, beloveds. I don't know what you say about the seasons that you are in. Let's just see. I don't know what you are saying this morning, but if you are online, please chat with us. It will be
Yeah.
very nice to hear what season are you finding yourself in today.
Right.
So what actually triggered me to have the 4 seasons of life is the story that I read about this guy. I think he was actually a king, but I'm just going to use it's a guy who had 4 sons,
Right.
and one day he's looking at his garden and he sends his one son to I'm just going to make it a little shorter.
Yes.
So he sends his eldest son, and he says to his eldest son, "There's a tree. It's actually a cherry tree."
Yes.
And he says, "Go to that tree," and this is in winter. He's sending his eldest son. And he says, "Check it out and come and give me a little bit of your thoughts.
Yeah.
What do you think about that tree?"
Right.
You know. So this eldest son said, "Oh no, this tree is it's empty. There's not even birds coming to it. There's no leaves and stuff like that." He says the tree is barren, it's old, and it's
Yes.
hopeless.
Yes.
He
Yeah,
says
shame.
he says we can just chop it off
Yeah.
and use the wood.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what the elder son says. This is
Yes.
in winter.
So that was,
And then
yeah.
And then the second son goes, he sends the second son, and this is in spring. But the second son comes back with this report. He says the tree is not barren,
Yeah.
but full of beautiful cherries,
Wow.
cherry blossoms, and it looks young and promising. He says it's surrounded by butterflies and bees who's enjoying its flowers. This is in spring, right? This is second son that comes back with that report.
Yeah.
And then the third son goes in summer. And the third son tells his father, he says, "No, man, the tree is loaded with delicious cherries."
Wow.
And it looked mature and valuable. He says, "And many birds are living on the tree and are enjoying their fruits. Its fruits." So the fourth son goes, and it's autumn. And he comes back with a report. He says the tree now has no fruit or flowers, but It looks beautiful with its colored leaves, with lovely shades of gold, red, and orange. It looks like an ideal object for a painting, a beautiful painting. You see, that's why we have on orange, and I didn't even know.
Yeah.
So it's so nice, the different seasons that everybody look through their lenses.
Yeah, and
You
saw
know,
something different.
and see something different.
Absolutely.
And come back with a different report.
Yes.
And that is why I was triggered with
Yes.
this conversation
And
here
we're
today.
talking about the same thing.
All talking about the same tree,
But
Yeah.
it was a perspective that, the different perspectives that each one had
but different seasons.
about the different seasons.
About the different seasons, you
Yes.
see. So they went on different times
Yes.
to the same tree. And so our lives
Yeah.
are the same.
Right.
You know, we are sometimes in winter
Yes.
and we look through the lenses of winter, how we
Yes.
feel, the sadness that we feel, the
Yeah.
things that we are going through.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, yes, so
there's life again.
there's life again, and it's
Yes.
spring in your life, and the blossoms are there, and oh man, what a beautiful! And you see the growth, and you see
Yes.
things happening, and then you see, wow, this is the same person going through the same things.
Yes.
You know, I mean, different things, and having different perspectives.
Absolutely.
And I think that is what matters in life.
Yeah.
That we can navigate through the seasons of life.
Yes.
Never stay too long
Yeah.
in a sad season.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's going to bring you to depression and your mental health will not.
You know, I'm burning now to tell you that. My hand is up now. We have a tree at home, a peach tree.
Wow.
This year it's just dead. It didn't bring forth any fruit. But the point I want to make is that every single year, when after winter, I look at that tree and then I see the blossoms. And it gives me excitement. It gives me, you know, a feeling I cannot describe to you. And I go back and forth to that tree, look through the window and see how many blossoms there are on that very same tree that is dead right now. But it has given me so much hope over the years that things are about to change.
To change, yeah.
You know, it just signified
Yeah.
that for me. Things are about to change, not only in the physical realm, but also in the spiritual realm. So, like you said, Joan, it's a mindset.
It's a mindset, yes.
Yeah.
It's all about
definite
the
mindset.
mind. You know, we need to. It's what we feed our minds, what we tell ourselves is very important in every season of our lives. You know, and most of all, I mentioned autumn, and I mentioned winter. But I believe we need to embrace every season. You need to go through it gracefully, like your girl said to me earlier on. Be still. Be still. And know that I am God. So even in the winter season, when nothing is happening, when you rush to your room like I did, you rush to your room at night, you want to finish the cooking, the dishes, whatever. And just because unfortunately not all of us have heating, you know, that, what you call this heating?
The solar panels.
The solar panels or the
Gas.
Gas or whatever.
Aircons.
Aircon, there we go. The aircon in your home where it's warm.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were rushing for load shedding. Sorry.
I know.
I still do.
You do.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that too. I rush for load shedding. You've got,
Because you want to cook.
you want to
Yeah.
cook, you have a limited time to cook. But what I'm trying to say is, you know, in each season that you are in, you try to make the best of it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
unfortunately,
absolutely
like
so.
winter is not a pleasant season.
Yeah,
Let's just
definitely.
face that. I don't know. Maybe some people like winter. I don't know. Maybe if you're going through hot flushes, you'll like winter. I don't know. Do you
No,
like
I don't like a lot of clothes.
No, I don't, because you have to layer in
I don't
winter,
like.
right?
I don't
But there's
like
something
it.
about winter
But
that
Winter
I enjoy.
is nice.
What do you
Yeah.
enjoy about winter?
It's restful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
There's something about
Very.
it that's restful.
That's
there
true.
are foods that I eat that I don't usually eat in summer.
Comfort food, yes.
And then there's activities that are also
Yes.
quite
Like,
pleasant.
yeah.
Like reading. The holidays look different.
Yeah.
It's a
And
fact.
then the most beautiful thing about the winters, maybe this is more autumn,
Yeah.
is when the change of season comes, how beautiful the landscape looks, and
Yes.
the orange changing. I mean, your shirt just can bring that
Yes.
alive.
Beautiful, yeah.
So there is. I don't think I dislike a season. I think autumn can be a bit dreary, maybe. You know, when the dust and the wind
Yeah,
comes.
man.
Yeah.
And the leaves are all over the show, dirting
Yes.
everything.
And then it's a bit of a, that you have to develop quite a
Yeah,
bit of
yeah,
a
yeah.
tolerance for
Yeah.
that period.
Right, right.
But what I also do here is that
Yeah.
I think this is a points to a life lesson that can be very difficult to learn, and that is
Yeah.
taking the bitter with the sweet.
Oh, yes.
Because it's part of
Oh,
every
yes.
season.
Oh, yes.
Every season has bitter
Oh,
and sweet,
yes.
mind you.
Yes,
So
yes.
summer, we may enjoy
Yes,
it with
but
a,
it's very hot.
But
but
then it's hot
It's
and
sweltering hot, and sometimes
yeah.
sleeping can be difficult. You get the
Yes.
mosquitoes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So you get the butter and the sweet.
Yeah.
The same with
Absolutely so.
autumn and right through to winter.
Yeah.
And it happens like that in life as well. You know, when you
Yes.
go through the different things, you have to be able to see and balance your own perspective
Yeah.
with the butter and the sweet
very
Yes.
true.
in every season. Otherwise, the season will become intolerable for you.
Yes.
And then if you think about it, you will lose a quarter of
Yeah.
the year if you're talking about the chronological seasons. But in your life phase as well, you'll lose that season
Yeah.
instead of accessing what the
Yeah.
season is supposed to give you.
Yes.
Right.
You need the winter rest
Yeah,
for
you
the
do.
summer.
No, definitely
So
you
true.
do.
I mean, when you take off
definitely
your
do.
shoes for that first week of spring, those toes are so nice and fresh.
Yes.
They want a nice
In
color.
winter, you don't care because you,
You
wear
don't
boots.
care, but the winter boots is actually like moisturizing the feet.
hiding.
It's a very silly example, but I mean, what I'm saying is
Yeah.
that you need one to get the full expression and benefit
Yeah, I
of another
like
season.
how Jim Ron puts it. He has a book. He's a coach.
Yeah.
And I managed to get to some of his things. He says winter is time to rest,
Yeah.
time to prepare, and time to learn.
Wow.
So isn't it so true
Yeah.
that when you sit there with your cup of soup, you can actually learn. You can learn a lot by
That's
taking
true.
a book.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
hoe sê hulle kruip in mekaar
Hibernate also.
and
like,
and,
Yeah.
and,
yeah.
and just take
Yeah.
the blankie, you know,
Yes.
and sit on the couch and
Yeah,
just
and heal
enjoy it.
and just rest.
Just
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
You can actually make the most
Out of
the
winter.
season
Yes.
Yeah.
that you find yourself in.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
there's, as you said, good and bad in one season.
So what you're saying also, Joan, is don't fight the seasons.
Yes,
In-
but now how will you navigate through a sad season? How would you find yourself? Because a lot of people describe winter as a sad season. A lot of people describe winter as a lonely season. You know, a heartbreak season. A lot of people will say, "Oh, because I'm sad, I'm in winter." See what I'm saying? But they don't see the good in winter. You know, so if you are in a sad season
Yeah.
and you describe it as winter,
Yeah.
how would you change your frame, your mindset, into a positive attitude? You know?
Each season, I think, gives, and it gives different things.
Yeah.
You know, we don't make this a gospel show, but I mean, there's a very fundamental lesson that I learned in the Bible, and that is understanding the times.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
Ecclesiastes
Ecclesiastes,
speaks
yeah.
about it,
Yeah.
but then there's also a tribe that were more gifted than the other tribes, the sons of Issachar.
Yeah.
And the Bible says that they understood the times.
Yeah, absolutely so.
And that is really how to navigate a season sensibly, is understanding the times.
times.
Now, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Understand the time that you find yourself in.
Yes, otherwise you're fighting against an inevitability.
And you become depressed,
Right.
Yes.
downcast.
And if you think about it, the season is not wrong. You are wrong for the season. you've got an incorrect mindset for the season.
Yes,
That is,
absolutely so.
you become depressed because you're not with the season.
That's right.
But the season is upon you.
That's right.
But you
Yeah.
lack understanding
Yes,
because you
right.
don't know this is what I'm supposed to do in this season. So
Yes.
now you're behaving like summer and it's winter, and you're gonna get chilblains and frostbite.
I was,
Yeah.
yeah.
because
Yeah.
you don't
And
understand
you-
how to behave appropriately
Yeah,
or
Absolutely.
accordingly.
and you walk with
Sleeveless,
sundress,
you're giving
you know,
yourself
and it's
flu,
so
you're giving
cold,
yourself
yeah.
pneumonia
Right,
because
because
Yeah.
you want to be in denial about the season that you're
Yes,
in.
yes.
It's winter and you don't want to, and it's freezing cold and you don't want to wear a coat. You're obviously gonna get sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So we need to accept. I think acceptance is also a major part of how we deal with the season.
Yeah.
Is accepting where you are at.
Yeah. And the
In a
seasons are
particular
also
season.
beautifully interesting in that
Yeah.
we lived a couple of summers, a couple of springs, a couple of
Right.
autumns, a couple of winters, because the season itself is also in a cycle.
Yes.
So every cycle
Yeah.
is supposed to bring us to maturity.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, if you're denying what winter must teach you,
Right.
next year you're going to have the same level 1 winter when you're supposed to have a level 2
Absolutely.
winter.
Right.
Absolutely.
So the season falls within a cycle, and if you don't mature every single year, you're just gonna be irritated with the
and
same
some
things.
seasons are not the same. Some seasons are not so winter's not so cold every year.
That's
you know what
true.
I'm saying?
That's
Some
true.
summers are not so very hot.
Yeah.
When it's summer, so it's important to understand where you at
Yeah.
Right.
and navigate your way through.
Yes.
And don't be negative where you
Yes.
at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is very important because you can change your frame of mind.
But hence I said the acceptance, because when you know
Accept
where you are at,
Yeah.
like Lee said, you've gone through a couple of winters, in our case, decades of winters. One has to, at some point, learn how to handle the season.
Yeah.
Am I right?
And you find that
Yeah, but
in
a lot
you've
of
got to
people
be
don't learn.
prepared.
that's the problem.
don't learn.
That's
They
actually
don't
the
learn.
The
problem.
seasons.
They repeat the season.
You know you must have heaters. So when the season, I said I don't have air cons, but I need to go out and I buy those small heaters.
Yeah.
And okay, because let's say most penny wise and pound foolish, né? Because you don't want to take out, or you don't have that large amount of money to invest in the
You'll buy
aircon.
one every year.
You'll buy one every single year.
Yeah,
You go out
absolutely
and you
so.
buy the heaters, which currently is my reality,
Yeah.
because I don't have somebody that can buy into it for me to
Yeah.
get
So
the
you
aircon.
you find people that use the seasons to advance,
Right.
And then other people use the seasons and they are crippled by it. And you really speaking about preparation from one season to the next.
From one season
Yeah.
So last
to the
week-
next.
Yeah.
So last winter you froze. Now are you going to repeat the same thing?
No.
No.
You're going to prepare.
You
Yeah.
must
You're
learn
gonna
from that
prepare.
season.
You're gonna
You're
prepare.
gonna prepare.
Yeah,
Get
you
yourself.
must get yourself a blanket.
Right.
Get yourself a
Yeah.
lekker heater.
Or you're going to
Yes.
learn
Or
the
you
lesson
can-
again.
Yeah.
Or you
and get
can
cold
go
again.
through it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And get the flus again and stuff like that.
Yes.
I just want to quickly one person in the personal seasons in life
Yeah.
actually said it this way. He says seasons of winter. This equals sadness, heartbreak, loneliness, sickness. In seasons of spring, it's hope, new beginnings, opportunities. Seasons of summer, signs of growth, need for protection, and abundance of distractions. Seasons of autumn or fall, successes and achievements and failures.
In fall.
So can you see
Okay.
that's in fall,
Yeah.
right? But I like the other part of John Ron. He describes winter. He says time to rest, to prepare, and to learn. That is why I said I'm in a summer season, because I
Right.
took it from his description of the different seasons.
Yeah.
He says in winter, you can actually make the best of your winter by sharpening your tools.
Yeah. Preparation
Isn't
time.
it preparation time?
Yeah.
Right.
You can prepare. What's your goals? Revisit your goals. Check what do I have for the year? What did I put out in the beginning of the year? To sharpen those tools
Right.
Yeah,
once
and,
again.
And I think you opened up with a very important thing. You said, how do you reframe?
Yes.
And that's exactly what needs to be happening. It's like someone else's perspective of winter
Yeah.
shouldn't become yours.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely so.
They decided it's time
yeah.
to be sad and miserable.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
can
yeah,
say,
yeah.
no, it's time to
Yeah,
replenish and rest.
yes.
Right.
It's time to have no social life. I'm like, no, it's time to have a different type of social life.
You know,
so you reframe your experiences based on the outcome that you're trying to achieve
Yeah.
instead of just going into every season
Yeah.
in a default mode.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'll see what the season does. It's like, no,
Yes.
you can actually be much more proactive.
Absolutely.
You can deliberately decide
so.
what you
So
want from
true.
the season.
So truly. Joan was saying something about what do you do when you're in the winter season, right? Did you ask that question as well?
Yeah.
Now, I just want to quickly just get off of that and come back to that one, what you do in the winter season, because I also found that, and I think maybe you have too, that sometimes we, in one season, in summer, for example, we go through different seasons, like the weather.
Yeah, yeah,
For
yeah,
example,
yeah.
the weather changes
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then we
yeah.
acknowledge that,
Yeah.
"Jo, vandag voel het soos winter," you know,
Yes.
like, and then, but we're in summer.
Yeah. Sometimes
Right?
the wind's blowing. Sometimes it's extreme.
Absolutely.
And sometimes all in
I
one
think
day.
if I have to reflect, then yes, I can be in summer, but I'm experiencing winter.
Winter, yeah.
So which means that
That's correct.
it's not a permanent thing for that seasonal. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
the whole time that you're experiencing that winter. You know, when
Yeah.
I'm speaking about how do you navigate that, and then you tell yourself,
Yeah,
know,
you get exceptional circumstances, like,
Yeah,
for
because
example, death in a summer season.
right.
Yeah, you go through seasons.
Yeah,
That's
circumstances
sadness.
in different seasons.
in
Yeah,
in a summer
yeah.
season. So we
And
can
it's
have
very
spring, we can
important.
have
Again,
Yeah.
understanding
Yeah.
the
where you're
season.
at,
Yes,
understanding the
yes.
season you are in.
Right.
Because if you want to just brush it off, it's not going to help you.
You've gotta
if
allow
you
yourself.
lost a loved one, you have to grieve. It's a grieving
Absolutely.
process.
Yeah,
It's
even
a
if you
sad
are in
process.
summer, you must still
even
grieve.
if you are in summer.
And
The season changes automatically
Yes.
in your life.
Right. Yes.
Because now you find that I'm missing this person,
yes,
you know, and you're in a grieving process.
absolutely. And allow yourself to be
Allow
there.
yourself. There's
Acknowledge
nothing
it.
wrong.
There's nothing wrong
There's
with it.
nothing wrong.
Today I'm missing my husband. I'm missing my daughter that I've lost. I'm missing so and so, and I miss the like you have lost a mom, you know, and it's been like a couple of years ago too, right?
Yes.
But acknowledge today I miss my mom's pickled fish, or I miss my mom's cake that she bakes, you know, and I think you and I had the conversation about toxic positivity.
Yeah.
Did we have that conversation?
Yeah.
Oh,
You have
yes.
You know,
I
toxic positivity means when you like fake things, when you want to tell yourself, oh, I'm
It's
blessed and
okay.
highly
Oh,
favored.
I
It's,
just,
you know, it's just like,
and that's cliches.
yeah,
That you just,
But in-
you know how to say it.
yeah. In actual
lie
fact, you
Maar
to
jy
yourself.
lieg vir jouself. Jy
You
lieg.
See,
It's a lie.
funny. So even if yourself liegi man,
No, it
acknowledge
is.
today I'm sad.
Yes.
Today I am what is that word? Bedeveld.
Ja, moenie
Nee.
ander goed te sê nie.
Nee, ek het ja. Jonah.
But you can get bedeviled if you fight a
Yes.
season. You know what I've also seen in people's lives is that, and I'll use the example of a woman, because we are actually physiologically wired to have
Yeah.
different seasons. Now, I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's not the same
Yeah.
thing with
Yeah.
men, but we are.
Yeah.
So a young girl, a girl child will go from a girl child to being a young lady.
Yeah.
Right.
Who is able to, menstruate, and then
Yes.
physiologically her body changes and
Right,
things
yeah,
change.
yeah.
And there are seasons that are even named, like there is a season in a woman's life that are called your childbearing years.
Yeah.
And that is a season that says,
Yeah.
physiologically,
Yes.
this is the best time
Yes,
for
to-
you
to have
to
children.
have
To have
children.
children.
Now you find people that sometimes do it out of season for whatever reason there may
Yeah.
have been. And you find that there's a struggle.
And they struggle.
Yes,
They
there's a
struggle.
struggle.
Yeah.
Not only in a conception, birth, and
No,
and
but in
delivery,
the house.
but in
As a
raising,
person.
The raising
yeah.
of that
Yeah.
child.
You just don't have the energy.
Yeah,
you don't
no.
have
Absolutely.
When
intuition.
you're older,
Yes.
you don't have that patience.
You
don't
don't.
have that.
Yeah.
That's why
so,
it's better
So you're
to-
physiologically
you're right.
wired to do certain things at certain times. And that is where you can optimize
That's the
experiences
cycle of
in
life.
Yes.
You know?
And when you're out of season, there's always this friction
Yes.
that you have to work against.
Yes.
You have to work with the friction in everything.
Yeah.
And I think that living in a season, or correctly ascertaining a season, is actually a form of living a blessed life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. If you know and understand where
Yes.
Once again.
what season you are in.
Yes.
Yes.
Understanding.
And
the
you make the
seasons.
best of
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Your life can be so fruitful.
Yes.
Yes.
Your life can be so meaningful.
Right.
Yes.
You
Yes.
can actually enjoy. You know how I'm enjoying life. I don't know. Is it
Yeah.
because I always say my years
Yeah.
Yeah.
forward is shorter
Then my years behind.
than the years behind me.
No, I think.
But you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right to
so,
do that.
So you
But it's a
actually
perspective,
put
yes.
yourself into a different mind frame. You enjoy the seasons.
Yeah.
You just simply listen. Hoe sal ek lyk op
You
die
simply
ouderdom
decided.
om 'n baba te hê?
If you're saying that.
How will I be able to? Yeah, the Lord knows.
No, man. Joan,
I will
listen.
never be able
Our
to.
bodies.
She actually thought about it. And was
actually,
like,
like,
malfunction
no.
I
now.
actually did. I actually did. I won't be
No
able
sleep.
to. No, I won't be able
No
to.
sleep at night.
I can
A
actually
child
take
that's
the
nev-
no sleep. I
never
can be
mind
with
No,
the
that.
no,
child.
it's not for me.
But that, all the phases that
Yes,
the child needs to
yes.
go through,
Navigating
the
their
schools,
emotions and
going
playing.
through the homework,
Yes.
and stuff. You know, the things that the children do today
Yeah.
Yeah.
in mathematics, and all those subjects.
Yeah.
It's like Greek now.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I ken nie die X en goede nie. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Yeah, so
And
I will
I
not
can
be good
teach
at
you
it right
timetables. I
now.
But
won't
you-
be good at it.
But you
I
want to
won't be good at
understand
it.
it. I don't want to understand it. I feel I don't have to understand those X's and whatever at
Ja,
this
nee,
point in my
kan nie.
life.
Yeah.
Because we are at the phase in our lives
Yeah.
where you want to live your life to the fullest.
Yeah. So this
Wanna
is what
live
I'm
your best
saying.
life.
If
And-
you do things that are fall within,
Yeah.
try and use the natural timing to help identify
Yes.
the season. And that's why I enjoyed what you said in the morning, because you differentiated. Because a spiritual season can be very different.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be in a spiritual, a reawakening,
Aye.
a resurgence,
Yeah.
a summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your body can be, in a different, you can be ill, you can have lost the use of your legs. But
Yes.
spiritually, you are awake and
Yes,
revived.
yes.
So I like the distinction that makes.
Yeah.
But I mentioned the physiological connection is because people fight against it.
Yes.
And that often happens, sometimes in ministry, I see this, when people are in their childbearing years, which means you're going to be pregnant maybe for a little bit of a season.
Yeah.
There are things that raising children and starting a family is very humbling.
Yes.
Because it says, you need to take care of this now.
That's
You
it.
need
Yeah.
to actually
So.
learn how to sacrifice
Yes.
for your family, for the
Yes.
benefit.
Yeah.
And some women struggle with that
Yes.
because they're like, no, I want to do this because your body is in a young
Yes,
season,
that's
you
right.
but you are in a building season as
Yeah.
well, so you need to sacrifice. So now you get friction between the seasons, and you feel like, I'm being left out of this, and I'm being, things are not working
Yeah.
out for me. It's like, no, this is the season that you're in. You're building your family, you're learning
Yes.
how to sacrifice, and that in itself is a lesson. That's how you find that.
It's true. It's understanding the season.
You're saying something so profound, like fighting, where you are at.
Yeah,
Yes.
you fight against
You
yourself.
fight against your own physiological self where you are. So you find men going through midlife crisis and
Yeah, and it
us
it happens to them.
getting
I'm just using
older
the
and,
ladies'
yeah.
example because
Yes.
it's easy for us to
Yeah.
talk about that.
Yeah, and so they act out and they want the young woman, and
Yeah.
they forget they're gonna get old.
It's a fate.
Too. Am
It's
I
a
right?
fate.
It's a fate, nee.
Yes, waar.
Yeah, you
Dis baie
you
waar.
feel in that midlife crisis that you're going through.
Yeah, I
You want the
haven't done-
16 valve. You want a younger woman, but you forget when
That woman's
10
also
years
gonna
later that woman is gonna get
So
older.
ga jy in nog 'n 16
Ga je
wel.
nog eens 16, but
Want
no.
dan is jy nou krippel al. Jy loop
Met
al
al die 16
jy loop al
vels.
oor. Jy kan nie change. You
Joan.
can't change every time to the same things that you went through in the past.
Yeah.
You can borrow from the past
Yes.
and use the positivity of the past into
Yes.
the present,
Yes.
into the future,
Yes.
right? But regtig, right?
Yeah. No, but
Yeah,
you raised
Vanessa.
something important, and I'll tell you what it is. It's when you're in one season, some people pine for the other season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to be young again.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want to
yeah.
be a youth again.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
in this season, you should accept where you are. So
Yeah.
you pine for one season, or
important.
you impatient for the next
It's
season.
very important.
Right. That's also true.
So you never,
you're a
you never
teenager.
content. You don't have a spirit of contentment because you always
Yes.
want to be back there or you want to be forward there.
So true. When
And-
I was
and
young,
it's like frustration.
I wanted to be an adult. I don't know if you ladies also went through that phase.
Yeah.
Like the young girls, where you tried on the bras and there's nothing.
Yeah. Then you put things in
And you
there.
put things in there because you want to be in the next season, because you've seen mommy or the bigger sister, the older sister is growing up and is developed. And you also
I
imagine.
don't know that because I was tomboy.
Tomboy. Okay. Yeah, but I've
So
been
ek-
through
ek-
that,
ek
where you
het nie
tried
baie
on
geworry met my
You worry van
Ek
kousen,
het,
mate.
nee, ek het nie gelag nie. Ek solank ek met die oues speel sokker, ek kan lekker tap
Ja.
met hulle
Contentment,
elke
yes.
dag.
contentment.
Ek is heel in my vibe.
Yes.
I didn't worry about all that things.
But it's also a human nature then. It's just part of
It's how it is.
just how
It's
we
how it
are
is,
as
human beings, as human beings.
Like
but
she
to get
said.
back to when you find yourself in a summer season, when you find yourself in that season where you feel that you just want to be kind and you wanna learn.
Yes.
That is true. Different seasons come up against you. You know what is also a very crucial season that needs you need to pay attention to is financial seasons.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in your life cycle, which is like, imagine you have a timeline.
Yeah.
There is only a certain portion of your life where you are able to produce financially.
true.
Yeah,
Like
that's
when you are
very
kids,
true.
you
So
are
true.
consumers.
That's true.
And so you're in a consuming season.
Yes.
And
So
that's
true.
a very nice season because everyone is providing, or
Yeah.
the parents are providing something for you. Then you transition into, having a little bit of money to manage, but never enough. And then you get the sweet spot, which is like maybe 10, 15, maybe 20. I don't know how, it depends for different people. But you get a sweet period where the opportunities are rife for you. You have the ability.
Yes.
You have dedicated the time. You prepare to make certain sacrifices. So living your life sensibly means evaluating those seasons.
Yeah.
Saying this is my sweet spot financial season now. I need to make hay, as the expression goes. I need to make it work.
So true.
I need to strike the iron while it's hot. I need to do what I need to do because this season can see to a next season.
Right.
It's like the same thing in the animal kingdom. They know they're not going to have.
Can I just ask Clayton? Don't you want to just see, because this person is keep on phoning, and it's one of my family members, so I keep on putting it off, but he keeps on phoning back, so just now it's an emergency. Just tell him I'm on the show. I don't know what he wants. Please, sorry about that, beloveds.
yeah.
That's now a...
Well, we hope everything
Because
turns out to be fine.
I actually
It's
keep
fine.
on putting it
Yeah.
off,
Yeah.
But he keeps on phoning back.
Okay.
So when
So it's
someone is
either
so
we're gonna
persistent,
rush out
yes,
here, or we're
yes.
gonna be very upset, or
Yeah.
what is it gonna be?
yeah. So it's a bit of a
Yeah.
something that I can almost phone back, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually put
So
it
Clayton,
on,
you'll have to give us the thumbs up or the thumbs down.
I actually put it on loudspeaker,
Yeah.
so for him to hear that
That
I
I'm
am
actually
busy.
can't.
Yes.
But it keeps on phoning back.
Right.
So that is what it is.
I
So
just want to latch on to what Lee said about the finances.
Yeah.
I think if I have to reflect on my own life, I wish I knew better
oh,
when
that's
it came
me,
to
hey?
planning.
Yeah, that's me.
I want to encourage younger
Yeah.
people to, when you in
Save.
your, you have to save and to think of retirement. Like if you can start get a retirement annuity when you are like in your 30s and in your 20s.
Yeah,
or
as soon
in
as you
your
start
40s.
working.
As soon as you start working, take out that annuity because the value of the money is not the same. So maybe when we were younger, we thought R1,000,000 is a lot of money.
And
Yeah.
it's
In
not
today's
in
life,
today's
R1,000,000
No,
or 2,000,000 is
inflation has been rough.
it is ridiculous.
Yeah, it
So then you find yourself being at a retirement age, one would find yourself, and you cannot cope because of the inflation rate.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
that's true. You know, T.D. Drake says it like this: inside every young man or young
Yeah.
woman is an old man or an old woman.
Right.
You must not neglect that person.
Yes.
And in an old person is that young girl.
Yeah,
Yes.
but you also must not
Yes,
neglect.
that you
I
must
like
not
that.
I
neglect.
do not.
Yes.
I do not neglect.
Not
I like
neglect that
that.
little girl inside of me. I love her. I love her.
No, I like
like
that.
to- I
Because
like to
that's
play.
I
teaching
like
your
to play.
spunk and your
Yeah.
energy
Yes,
and your
yes.
willingness to do
I
things
think
that are
you're just
different.
as old as you feel.
Yeah, which actually brings me
Tara.
to another point. It's this evolution.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that some people are able to evolve because I
Yeah.
think they've interpreted their seasons and they've made the most of them.
Right.
And other people kind of stay stuck in a place and then just stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just stay there. They
Yeah.
look the same. They're wearing
Yeah.
that same wedding suit of 59 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
They have not evolved because they stayed in a season that
So
they weren't
true.
prepared to transition out of.
Yeah.
Ja,
And-
hulle dra nog 1918 se klere.
Yes, and that doesn't mean you value clothes. It means that
Yeah.
you're stuck.
Yes.
You're stuck in a
Yeah.
rut.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
that's no two ways about it.
Yes.
You can't come with I mean a man with okay, ek weet as julle van dit wat dit dra. But can you imagine that bell bottom suits and the afros?
Yeah.
Now in today's and those high heels.
Yes. Those blocked.
That-
The
yeah, your
platforms,
platforms.
the big
Yeah.
You know?
prints,
Yeah.
the big belts,
So
the big earrings.
Yeah.
it's not that season.
It
No.
isn't.
It's not that
So
season.
one has to adjust.
You have to
you've gotta keep up.
adjust.
Yeah.
You have
And
to
you-
adjust,
you
and
have
you
to.
and fashion do evolve though.
It does,
It
have.
does,
And,
eh?
and
It
have you
definitely
noticed
does.
that there's an energy to a season? I'll tell you why I say so.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a picture of yourself?
Yeah,
Yes.
those years.
Yes,
and now.
Yeah.
and then you recall how you felt in that picture.
Right.
You
Right.
were the bee's knees.
Yes.
And you look at it now and you think, oh gosh.
What was I thinking?
Yes.
Look
But
at
at
my-
the time you were the
You were
shiznit.
there.
Yes.
Yes.
And you can recognize that. It's like when a season shifts,
Yes.
it's like overs.
Yeah.
It's just done.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's so difficult to see someone stuck in a season.
Yeah.
Because
Very
there's
difficult. It's
the
very
world has
difficult.
shifted
Yes.
5 times over,
correct.
and you're still here.
That's correct.
And you know the only faith that kind of brings perspective
Yeah.
to our lives in that way is the Spirit of God, because it's
Yeah.
alive and it's active,
Yes.
and it actually imparts, and you cannot go back to the person you were once the
Yes.
Spirit changed you into the person that you
Yes.
are.
Yeah.
And I think that is in its essence divine.
And
But-
you know what?
yeah.
You know, if I can just turn it a little bit around, if you find yourself in a season where you feel that this it feels hopeless, because I talk to a lot of people on a daily basis, and the atmosphere at the moment in our country is like an atmosphere of depression,
Doom and gloom. Yes.
of things are hopeless.
Yes.
You get what
It
I'm
is,
saying? It's a
yeah.
hopeless feeling.
Yes.
So if you find yourself in a season of hopelessness, it's almost like you are in that winter season. You have to twitch your mind, right? Put on music
Yeah.
Do certain things that makes you feel happy.
Yes.
I know
You do. You have to
there's
jump out
happy.
the system
You have
Yes.
to.
because you're gonna
you
go with a
have
crowd.
To, you
So
have
true.
to. It is
So
of vital
true.
importance.
So true.
You can change
Yeah.
the way the system is.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can change the
The-
mood
And the atmosphere.
and the atmosphere where you
atmosphere.
find yourself in.
Change it, yes.
You can. You have the
Absolutely.
power to do that.
Yes, I
you
do
know,
it on a daily basis.
Change your hopelessness into hope.
Yes.
Yeah.
Change the sadness into joy.
That's right.
Yeah.
You
That's
can
right.
change
You
it
can, yes. Yeah.
by doing small things,
Yes.
different things that you actually can twitch the mindset.
Yes.
Yeah.
Many times we find that a lot of times, like I sometimes feel like why is it that you always have a lack,
Yeah.
and you always have to help others?
Yes.
And they
Your
stay that way.
children is
Yeah.
always like you have to help.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And many times you feel like, sure, how long is this still going to carry on?
Yeah.
But if you're going to ponder
On that.
on the negativity
Yeah.
of
All
the
the-
situation, it's going to put you in a low spirit.
Definitely.
It's
No,
going to
it's
put you in a
true.
hopeless.
It's like you have to
Frame.
take authority over your own
Yes.
life
You
and
must.
mind.
You have to.
and your
You must,
spirit.
you must.
Yeah.
That is why I have a mirror.
Yeah.
That is why I speak to myself.
Yeah.
That is why if you feel downcast,
Yep.
you have
You
to
talk to
speak
yourself.
to the person
Yes.
that is looking back at
At
you
you.
and say,
Why are you
"Hi,
so...
Sugawena."
Yeah.
That's for
Not
them.
For me.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Yes.
No, I
Not
do like
for
that.
me.
Yes.
I like that.
Load
It's ownership.
shedding is
It's
there.
ownership of yourself.
I won't be able to iron.
But no.
But what the hell?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes, no.
Wear something
absolutely.
else.
Amen.
Yes.
Wear something else that is that. And if there's a few creases in,
So what?
so what? It's mine. I paid for
Yes.
it. I
Yes.
wear it.
Yeah, I've got creases too.
Yeah. It's mine.
Yeah.
It's
Well, nobody's
mine.
perfect. We're not perfect
No.
either. The
No, but I
system
hear what
is
you're
not-
saying.
Yeah.
Adapt so that
Yeah.
for your flourishing. Adapt so that you can win.
Adapt another attitude.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Be adaptable.
The authoritative
Yes.
attitude over the situation
Yes.
that you find yourself
Otherwise,
in.
the
will
popular
weigh you
feeling
down,
will just
your
bring you
guys.
into that.
And that is
it
why so
can.
many people are suffering with mental health.
Yes.
Yes, because they're letting other people
They
influence them. We're in the
absolute-
era of influencers.
Yes.
And so they're
yes,
just doing
yes,
that.
Yes. You look at someone on the social media, and you see, whoo, that person looks like it's all going. Ooh,
Yeah.
it looks glamour. It looks squai. Hoe weet jy?
Ja.
Wat weet jy?
Wat weet jy
En
of
wat
daai
sien
persoon
jy?
ook deur 'n moeilike tyd gaan nie? Hè?
And many times,
10 to 1 they
that's
are.
why I'm not intimidated with social media.
No.
I already taught myself that some time back.
No,
That's your baby. If you lie to yourself or you wanna
And you
lie,
want
to,
to lie to
others,
others.
Yeah.
that's your baby. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
And
But
you know-
I'm not gonna be intimidated
No.
by where you are. You know what
No,
I'm saying?
I don't
Enjoy
want to
your
compete.
season.
I always say
Enjoy
that.
where you are.
Yeah,
I
you-
do
they-
not
and
want
there
to
is something
compete. I don't
sobering.
want to compare myself
There's
to
something
anyone.
sobering about
Yeah.
a valley experience
Yeah.
because it goes with a high.
Oh
Right.
yes.
So what you see is a distortion.
Yeah.
What media teaches us is a distortion. It's like, and you see it expanding across the way. I'll tell you why. So you have the distortion of everything must look perfect. Everything
Yeah.
must, and then you have this dysfunction that occurs in and I'll use women again because it's a woman show. The dysfunction where women don't want to age.
Yeah.
In a way that's
Yes.
natural.
Yeah.
So you find that they're doing things to themselves which make them look so unnatural.
Yeah.
But they've rewired their minds to say, this is what youth looks like now.
Right.
So therefore it is attractive and desirable to
Yeah.
me. I'm like, it's dysfunctional.
Absolutely
Anytime you just
so.
see great and wonderful and perfect,
Absolutely.
it's dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Because there's a bitter to the sweet. There's
Right.
there's a valley to the mountain high.
Yeah.
You're not gracious to yourself.
You're not
Yeah.
gracious to yourself because you're
Yeah.
not living
in your season.
in your season and in a place of almost spiritual understanding and contentment.
Yes.
And that's the only way you can travail seasons,
and
is
you
used
know-
realistically.
You have to get to that in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost
Because
like a
your
breakthrough.
mind can play with you. It can play games with
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
You look at these young people wearing those lacquer shirts and you know that mini
Yeah.
Yes.
Or sometimes
Yes.
underwear. They're walking around with underwear nowadays.
Yeah.
they walk around with those that you can see everything. Now you say to yourself, wow, that's not how cute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's not going to be cute
It's
on
not
you.
your season.
Yes.
It's not your season.
What do you mean for you that's seeing it?
No, yes.
Okay.
It's nice for us to admire and to acknowledge young people that are looking,
Yeah.
you know, pretty with something. That's
But
what
that's
Joan
the
is trying to say.
maturation. You can't feel envious over a 14-year-old.
No, you
No, you
cannot.
can't.
It's not
You
even.
cannot.
You shouldn't.
It's
You should
totally
mature. You should be,
absurd.
like,
It's
happy.
totally yeah. So coming back to the bell bottoms.
Yes.
In the 70s, we used to wear bell bottoms.
And by the way, it's going to come
And
back.
it's coming back.
Yeah,
I
it's
saw
coming
it
back.
in the store.
It's coming
And I
back.
thought to myself,
Like
Connect
pleated
Novia.
skirts. Like pleated
I
skirts.
imagine,
It's coming,
you know,
it's
how
back.
I looked a couple of years ago in
Yeah.
the bell bottom.
Yeah.
And I vividly remember
Yeah.
how sexy I looked, even if I must say so myself. So I remembered and I said to Violet, you know what, Violet? If you had to try that same bell bottom on now that they show,
Yeah.
it's not going to look the same, girlfriend. You
My
need to
season
accept
is
that.
done.
It's not going to look nice on you now.
No.
Yeah.
So one needs to be able to discern
And accept where
and
you
accept
are.
where you are
And graduate.
graduate and wear stuff that suits your body.
Absolutely so.
If I go into a store, I don't even need anybody.
I'm no more
I'm
a
at that
32
point in my
and
life.
I don't care.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't need anyone to come along with me to tell me because there's a mirror and I have accepted where I'm at. So
Yes.
I will know this doesn't suit. There's a
sniffer vibe.
A sniffer
Yeah,
vibe. Vibe. No,
yeah,
it's
that's a-
gedevelop
yeah,
en 'n konde.
Yeah.
Konde.
Yeah.
Nee,
Yeah.
and a conda doesn't allow me to wear the stuff that's
Yeah, the midriffs.
you understand?
Yeah, the
Oh.
tubes.
So we
you
need
know, these
to-
tubes
the
come with a.
tubes, yeah.
If I can just quickly, before we wrap up, if I can just quickly bring into perspective the different seasons of life. If I speak on, I already said, with winter season, it's time to rest, it's time to prepare and to learn. So when in times when you experience winter in your life, right, things might look difficult and maybe hopeless and out of control. And now as winter arrives, we are in two situations. We're either prepared or we're unprepared, right?
Yes.
As we said earlier, you either prepare, as Violet said, you get the heater, you get the blanket and so on, or you're unprepared.
Yes.
If you have followed the seasons and harvested successfully in the fall,
Yes.
winter might be easy for you and you may take more time to rest. So how do I actually make best of of my winter season? Sharpen your tools. You should take time to reflect, to plan, and to learn. Remember, and this is important, remember this, failing to plan is planning
To fail.
to fail. You have to plan. It's very important. Otherwise, your life's going to be a failure. You know what I'm saying? And then if we look at the spring, to summarize the spring is time to act. It's time to take risks. It's time to grab opportunities. And that's why I said to you in the spring. So spring brings the window of opportunities. It might come as meeting new people, a new job opportunity, or an opportunity to start your own venture.
Yes.
This is the time to take risks and act, beloveds. It's time to take action.
Right.
Right? So it is important to understand that the risk is part of the opportunity.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you
They
don't
go hand
risk,
in hand. Yeah.
yes. You will never be able. That is why that's where faith comes in.
Yeah.
You just have to take that leap of faith.
Yes.
Risk. Take the opportunity. You'll never know. Right? So how do I make best of my spring? Act. And do not hesitate.
Right.
Isn't
So
that
true.
beautiful?
Don't wait.
Right? Hesitation always allows opportunities to be lost.
Yeah.
That's true.
Isn't
Yeah,
that true?
it's true.
Eh?
Yeah.
Very true. So you have to act. Act on the opportunities.
Yeah.
Summer
Grab it.
is a time to nourish and protect. That is why I said I'm in summer.
Yeah.
Summer is the time when your efforts begin to show promise
Yeah.
and the path to your goal looks clearer.
Yeah.
Isn't it
Yes,
true?
yes.
But success is any part of our life, like in love, in career, in relationships, spiritual development. And it's not easy, right? It requires consistent effort and overcoming obstacles with persistence. So how do I make my summer work? I care and I persist. Just see.
Yeah.
And that's why I like it. I like the summer thing because I'm there. I
Yes.
care and I persist.
Yeah.
I'm very persistent. Apply what you have learned in winter. With persistent effort, your progress will be fast and visible
Yeah.
if you keep on doing it, right? What about autumn or fall? It's time to reap success
Yeah.
and failure,
Yes.
right? Fall is the moment of truth. In autumn, we either enjoy or excuse. We make a lot of excuses, right? Fall brings the results of your efforts. If you have taken the right action in the other 3 seasons,
Yes.
then now you will see the results far greater than your efforts. How do I make it work best for me? Accept the results.
There we go.
And we did say,
Acceptance.
So I
right?
was right to say I'm in the
Acceptance.
autumn season.
Acceptance. Accept the results.
Yeah.
Take responsibility for your results.
Yes.
And celebrate your success and accept the disappointments.
Right.
That is how easy it is.
So true.
And so that's why I really wanted to just bring that into perspective so that
Yes.
you can get something out of where you at in your life, in your journey of life, when it comes to the seasons
Yeah.
that we find ourselves in.
true.
So if you go to Ecclesiastes, I think it's Ecclesiastes 3. No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure.
Is.
Yes, it is. I think it's
There's a time to be born
time to
and there's a time to die,
die.
right?
Yes.
But there's one thing that when I read it last night,
The kill.
to kill.
That
Exact-
startled me a bit.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I'm like, did the Bible just say that? To kill? And who must I kill? Who
We're
can
in
I
the
kill?
same thing, Carl. We're in the
Dis is
same thing. Yes.
was ek?
We're in the same thing.
Mag jy dit vir wie mag ek doodmaak?
Pilot, it's for real.
Yeah.
I just stopped there. No?
Yeah, so I pondered on that.
Ek het net daar gestop.
I pondered.
said
No,
to
but it's true
myself,
because
wow,
there's a
wow,
time for
because
war and there's a time for
time-
peace.
yes, yes,
Right,
yes.
that's
So
what
naturally-
that's
Yes.
what went through my
Yes.
mind.
Yeah.
And is it the killing of animals, slaughtering? What was it? But to kill someone,
No, but there is
I'm not
there's a
so
time
sure
for
about
everything.
that.
There's a
But
time for
there's a
everything.
time
There's a
for
time for
everything.
everything. There's a
Yes,
time to
yes.
be sad and there's a time to be joyful.
Yes,
You know,
yes, yes.
there's a time to work
Yes.
and labor.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's a time to enjoy
Yeah.
the fruits of your labor.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it does.
So do you realize that we
So
over-
that, so yes, we actually came to the end of our show, and I'm going to ask last comments on this to conclude, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, I think one of the toughest lessons, if someone asks you what the toughest lessons are in life to learn, I would say which bridges to burn and which bridges to cross, and it relates to closing and opening doors,
Yes.
and being reliant on God's timing, and it is difficult to take the bitter with the sweet, but it is a very fundamental life lesson.
Yeah, true.
So in navigating seasons, you must be able to take the bitter with the sweet.
Yeah.
Because the sweet is only really sweet because of the bitter, and vice
Yeah,
versa.
yeah,
You
yeah.
wouldn't know the difference
yeah.
between the two. If you've
Yeah.
worked for something, it is so good to get the rewards of it.
Yeah.
So don't make a difficult experience a negative experience. The presence of difficulty doesn't mean the absence of God.
Yeah.
And I think people can take that for granted. Matthew 25 speaks about the parable of the virgins. And if we relate it back to what we spoke about today, about the different seasons, is like being in a state of preparedness
Yeah.
helps you navigate
Yeah.
things so much better. So develop a mind for being prepared.
Yes.
And I think that would aid navigating through different
true.
seasons much
Very
better.
true.
So that's from me, Inside Show, and it was a pleasure to be here today.
Yay, man.
Yes,
Thank you.
nice having you here. For me, I was pondering on that scripture where God says, where it says, "Teach me how to number my days,"
Yes.
Okay.
because the seasons are
Proverbs,
inevitable.
Yeah.
But God also tells us that there's a purpose.
Yeah.
In every season, there is a purpose.
Absolutely
So we
so.
need to identify those purposes, why God is allowing certain things to happen in our lives at a particular time. So be intentional when you're in your season. Navigate your way through that season and find a way of doing that. Like for me, when I'm in the winter season, when I'm in the down season, I encourage myself. I put on the music. I become silly in the mirror. Yeah. Even sometimes in the bathroom, naked, I just dance and just enjoy, and embrace.
Oh my.
Embrace yourself. Embrace where you are at. That's what I'm actually talking about. Because we are so prone to look at the flaws in ourselves and the wrinkles and the this and the imperfections and the blemishes and focus on that. And you become so fixated on that. But move away from that and see the beauty in yourself.
Absolutely so.
Because when you do look at your imperfections, you start not liking yourself.
Yeah.
So tell yourself.
And remember in that,
Yeah.
beauty is from within.
Absolutely.
Don't look at the outer appearance,
Yes,
because
it's
beauty comes from within.
and beauty lies in the eyes of the
The
beholder.
beholder.
Yeah.
Absolutely so.
So tell yourself you are special.
Yeah, so we came to the end of our show. Always remember, we cannot blame
Yeah.
our circumstances or other people
Yes.
for our failures. We have to be prepared.
Yes.
So prepare yourself for the seasons that is lying ahead of you. May God bless you. Go in the peace of the Lord. We love you. God loves you best. Until next week, same time, same place. Mwah.
In the